The P20 Lite is the smallest sibling in the new lineup of notch devices from Huawei. It seems like a natural competitor to a Redmi Note 5 Pro from Xiaomi, which seems to be slaying in the market currently. While the release has not yet been announced, its arrival in India is expected to be pretty soon, perhaps under the Honor branding. This is Sandeep from RevAtlas. Let's compare these devices in detail. The Redmi Note 5 Pro adopted an 18:9 aspect ratio display that resulted in the removal of the capacitive keys up front and also in the slimming down of bezels. While it isn't exactly bezel-less, the device footprint is pretty small for a phone packing a 5.99-inch display. However, when you look at the P20 Lite, the bezels are minimized even further, especially on the sides and at the top. The chin too is a bit smaller, and as a result, the 5.84-inch device is quite a bit smaller than the 5 Pro despite having a fairly similar sized screen. Speaking of screens, both use IPS panels with 1080p of resolution, but the different aspect ratios of 19:9 on the P20 Lite and 18:9 on the 5 Pro give you different vertical resolutions of 20/80 and 21/60 pixels respectively. While I certainly like the Note 5 Pro for the improved sunlight legibility and color rendering over the previous Redmi phones, I have to say that the P20 Lite screen has impressed me more. It feels like the screen is floating on top and the entire setup seems to be more attractive to use. Under direct sunlight, both are hampered due to a reflective glass. The notch would definitely be a deal breaker for some, but not so much for others. It's essentially a 5.74-inch 18:9 display with runoff area on the P20 Lite. Like it or not, I guess most manufacturers will adopt this design transition due to the iPhone X effect before making the shift to a fully bezel-less screen. While both are built really well and feel great to use, I find the P20 Lite easier to pocket since it is sleeker and the glass just slides into your pocket. The matte finish aluminum sides also give it a good grip. However, if you do drop it, the P20 Lite would likely shatter first due to a glass back. The Note 5 Pro should be able to withstand quite a lot of beating before giving up due to a metal back panel as well as plastic caps at the top and bottom. Under the hood, they both have 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. However, there is a 6GB variant available for the Note 5 Pro. As for processing power, the Note 5 Pro uses an octa-core Snapdragon 636 chipset, while the P20 Lite has its own company-made Kirin 659 octa-core chipset. Performance-wise, both are pretty similar in daily use cases, but I feel that the Note 5 Pro has the edge when it comes to gaming. The 6GB variant will also be better at multitasking as well. Hybrid dual SIM slots can be found on both, as well as fingerprint scanners at the back, and you may even get face unlock on both the phones. The P20 Lite supports additional gestures to navigate through menus as well as access files and folders through the fingerprint scanner. The Redmi Note 5 Pro is currently on Android Nougat with MIUI 9, but the Oreo update is apparently just around the corner. The P20 Lite ships with Android Oreo out of the box with EMUI 8. Both these phones feature dual camera setups at the rear. P20 Lite has a 16MP f2.2 camera with a secondary 2MP depth sensor, while the Note 5 Pro has a 12MP f2.2 1.25 micron sensor with a secondary 5MP f2 1.12 micron depth sensor. At the front, there's a 16MP f2 camera on the P20 Lite, while the Redmi Note 5 Pro has a 20MP f2.2 1x2.8-inch 1 micron sensor. Our full-fledged camera comparison is in the works, but here are some photos that'll show you what to expect. The speaker setup on both are downward facing and mono. The Note 5 Pro has a louder speaker setup as well as better audio quality over the audio jack when compared to the P20 Lite. Another reason for the slim profile on the P20 Lite is the 3000 mAh battery. The Note 5 Pro has 1000 mAh more and the battery life results show just that. We get around 3 hours of screen on time more on the Note 5 Pro compared to the P20 Lite, which itself does pretty well thanks to optimization, and we get around 5 to 5.5 hours from the 3000 mAh battery. One advantage I find with the P20 Lite is the faster charging of the two, and it also has a USB Type-C port, while the Note 5 Pro still has micro USB. It's tough to decide a winner between two phones as they have quite different experiences despite having many similarities too. The P20 Lite is a great phone that looks good, feels good, a 2018s screen, and the all-important Type-C port. But for those who want a power-packed experience with longer battery life, better audio quality, and a more robust build, the Note 5 Pro would be the better choice. We'll be doing a camera comparison between the two devices very soon, so please do stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, see you again in the next one.